Hi guys, how are you? It's Arthi. Welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to be talking about minimalism. And this is actually part 3 of the the small video series that I had put up. I already did part 1 and part 2. And I wanted to talk about minimalism, but I couldn't do it all in one video. So that's why I broke it up into 3 parts. And this will be the last part of it, and I'm gonna kind of wrap everything up in this video, and I will talk to you today about what to do if you're thinking about becoming a minimalist, and just some do's and don'ts and some tips and how to approach it and all of that stuff. So when you make your decision, you will have a clear mind and you will be ready for it, if that's the way that you want to go with your life. Now, I actually did write down some notes for this video because I don't want to forget anything, and I just feel like there's so much information in my head about it that I can't get it all out. So I just pulled out some main points, and I'll just discuss that today in this video that I'm making about it. So I guess let's start with, let me see what's on my list. I just put down 4 things on the list. All right, the first thing that I put down is to explore minimalism before you actually dive into it and decide that that's what you want to do, because this is really important. I mean, whenever there is something new coming into your life, you want to make sure that you take the time to really kind of to study it a little bit, research it, and figure out what it's all about, so you really understand what kind of life shift or change you're going to make. Because it's, like, minimalism is about simplicity, but it is also a really big concept, and there's so many different types of minimalists out there in the world. They're not all the same, and you can't put them all into exactly one group and say, well, if you're a minimalist, you're like this and you do XYZ, or you're going to follow this formula, because there really is no magic formula for you or anybody to fit into when you do become a minimalist. So make sure that you look up the whole concept of it, watch some YouTube videos on it, see what other people have to say, and see if it's something that you think you would enjoy doing, because you want to make sure that you don't start it and then feel miserable, or a few years down the line, feel like, oh, what did I do? This was a mistake. You don't want to live in regret and feel like maybe you wasted 2, 3, 4, even maybe 5 years of your life doing something that you thought was right, and then now it doesn't feel right at this point. And the 2 minimalists that I got started with, well, or the 2 main people are Ryan and who, oh my goodness, what is the other guy? Oh, Josh. Josh and Ryan are known as the minimalists. That's how I got my start in it. And if you missed the first 2 videos, don't worry, I'll put a link down below on this video, because they have a website and everything, and so you can learn about them, because they were kind of, I guess, the pioneers with the whole modern day minimalist concept. And so you can check them out when you're done watching this if you wanted to learn more about it. And so that's number 1. Now let me see what number 2 is. Okay, if you now, or once you've gone through your whole exploration process and you decide that you do want to become a minimalist, don't go crazy with cleaning out your house or cleaning out your car and just getting rid of everything or all of your possessions, because as I had said in, I think it was in part 2 of this video, I did that in the beginning. I was so excited by the whole thing that I went on this frenzy and I started donating all kinds of things. I mean, my clothes, I wanted to like reduce my wardrobe or shrink it down to like almost nothing. I wanted to own like 3 or 4 shirts. And even for my kids, I kept encouraging them to keep donating and get rid of stuff and to throw things out. And that actually turned out in the long run to be a mistake, because I ended up donating some of my youngest daughter's newborn clothing, which actually had a lot of memories attached to them, and now I regret doing that, and I wish I had held on to those things. And because of that, when you first start out as a minimalist or in this lifestyle, take it slow. Don't get rid of all of your possessions, or don't think that you have to cut your house in half and then live with half of what you had previously, or you have to live very, very cheaply, because you don't want to get rid of things that have a lot of history and memories to them, things that you could potentially pass on to future generations in your family. And it's important. You want to make sure you hold on to the right things that really have value for you, and if you are going to get rid of things, donate or eliminate items that are probably disposable in the first place anyway, that maybe you don't really need or use or could be easily replaced, once they're gone. Those are the types of items that you should get rid of. Things that are more temporary, not things that are permanent and long term. That's, so that's something that's important you want to keep in mind. Just, don't throw it all out. That's not, then you might be really upset the next day. All right, let me see what's next is, okay, now number 3 is once you have, gone through donating or throwing things out and reducing, I guess, reducing your stuff or wardrobe or whatever you have, or even before you get to that point when you're going halfway through that, see where and how you want to apply minimalism in your life, because this is something that's really critical, because you have to kind of decide how it will work best for you, where you think minimalism will serve its purpose. Like for me, I don't spend as much money or nearly as much money as I did in the past. My wardrobe is greatly reduced, and now when I do go shopping for things, I'm way more conscious about, I understand the difference between need and want, and I put my needs first before what I want. And then sometimes when I do shop at the store, I realize that what I wanted or what I thought I needed was really what I wanted and not what I necessarily had to have. And that's something that you should make sure that you incorporate into the whole minimalist lifestyle for yourself. See where you want to put it to use or put it to work in your life, whether it's, going to go towards reducing your spending, or maybe your living space is too big, or maybe your car is too expensive and you want to drive something smaller that's better for the environment. So make those decisions and figure out how it's going to work best for you, and where you're going to, or which areas of your life you're going to apply the whole, minimalist way of thinking and living to, because it will just make it a lot easier in the long run. And then, you can always adjust and shift that stuff as you go along if you feel that things are changing. Now, the last thing is, once you do get all of your, the minimalist, I guess when the spirit of minimalism into you and in your life, and you've got it working, you will see that it will really be a big shift and a big life-changing moment once that happens, because it does really help to clear your head. You feel like you're kind of waking up once you get rid of all the excess stuff and all that, the quote junk is gone from your life. You can actually spend more time and more meaningful, have more meaningful relationships with friends and family members, because you're not focusing on all the excess, all the superficial items that you may have had previously. It kind of helps to just open up different doors, and you just see things more clearly, because you're not cluttered. Your house is not cluttered, your mind is not cluttered, and you can make better decisions for the future. And a lot of things, maybe even some issues that you had buried deep down somewhere before you became a minimalist might come up, and they will it'll be an opportunity for you to deal with maybe some hidden things that you didn't know were going on. I know that happened with me, because now I'm more focused on my family, especially my extended family, and that's something that minimalism has helped me to do, because before I was so bogged down with living, the lifestyle or, living the superficial life that I thought was all great and working. And then once I became a minimalist, all of that kind of went away, and now I'm focusing on what's really more important to me, and what really has a lot of meaning. And hopefully that will happen to you also. Now, and I guess as a closing note, just, go ahead and go for it once you've done your research, if you feel it's something that you really are willing to embrace, and if you think it's going to help you. And also find a community of minimalists around you if you can. If you live near a big city, there's always groups of people that are coming together. If not, Ryan and Josh are always traveling around, and I went to go see them actually a couple of years ago. And if you are interested, go check out their website. I'm sure they'll be touring maybe somewhere near you. You can go and meet them also, because they are two amazing guys, and they're really nice to meet. And alright, so that's it. I hope that I didn't speak too quickly, and I hope that the video helped you. Please leave me your comments, and if you are, going to make that shift in your life, yay. I'm really excited, so hopefully you can join the rest of us, and whatever happens, good luck to everyone, and please give me your comments and let me know what you think about this video. And that's it. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.